Alright, up here at the top left of Belshire Beach, our Protoss player, a member of the team Ines Hosa, named after a Protoss hero. He is Ines Hosa Tassadar. And down here at the bottom right, member of the team OGS, been around in the GSL for a really long time, popped in and out of Code. He is OGS Cezanne. We're just going to have to wait and see what's going to happen on this map. I think, considering what Tassadar did last game, he's got to be frustrated. You know, I don't know if he realized what has happened yet. He probably hasn't come to the realization that, oh, he was just so prepared because he saw my Stargate. And even some good Zerg players out there just blindly make the spores because they're like, I feel like something's going on here. Or, you know, I poked up the ramp with the Zerglings and I noticed he only had 1 sentry. I mean, he's going to be using that gas for something else. It's probably a Stargater, it's probably DT, so I got to get those spores. So, you know, even though the Overlord saw it in plain sight, Tassadar's probably thinking, you know, Cezanne just really outplayed me there. He read me like a book, and he held off that all-in at the end of the game. And yeah, I killed a lot of his queens, but I just couldn't make that timing work like I wanted to. So he's got to be feeling a little bit frustrated. He's going to go for another Forge Fast expand by the looks of things. And he forces, of course, the spawning pool to be made. Cannot make a hatchery when a good player is blocking with his probe. Probe actually did not see a spawning pool, so he wasn't sure if that pylon block was necessary. He's going to see the spawning pool, probably cancel his pylon right before it finishes. But yeah, it's got to be really frustrating to be in the position that Tassadar is in right now. And I expect to see, we'll probably see something completely different out of it in this game. I don't mean to say that we'll see a 6-gate or anything like that, but I think we might see him go for a, you know, after the Nexus, go up to 4 gateways, put some pressure on, perhaps force Cezanne to cancel a 3rd base, and he'll just continue being aggressive from there, tech up, and play a safer, more macro-oriented style where he plays reactionary, continuing to block with his pylon. But like I said, that pylon may delay the hatchery, but also delays the Nexus. So tough choice to make. Does cancel it. 6 Zerglings again being made for Cezanne. We'll see if he decides to send up the ramp those Zerglings. And you know, last time he got in there, wasn't really able to do a whole lot with those Zerglings. Killed almost a pylon, Cezanne style. A lot of chrono energy on this Nexus. Start chrono boosting up those probes, but that always happens when you do this build because you have to wait for that 2nd pylon, and then all your chrono energy is just kind of waiting for that moment. Will he or for taking it? Does not want to deal with these Zerglings. Ooh, this may be a bit overcommitting by Tassadar. Probes will be able to corner these Zerglings, but man, look at this micro by Cezanne. He's actually making Tassadar look like a fool. Oh, look at that. Oh man, when you have, how many probes is that? 13 probes chasing 1 Zergling? Tassadar's mentality here is clearly broken. And I mean, I was saying earlier, you know, he's probably a little bit frustrated with how that game went, but seriously, pulling 13 probes to chase 1 Zergling, you know someone's a little bit angry right now. No Zergling speed yet for Cezanne, as he has not yet taken gas. That's a Zergling over here. Might take a fast 3rd. Taking double gases now. And these Zerglings still alive. You know, don't forget about that. 4 probes being forced off the line. The Zerglings get away. Just going to continue to be a thorn in Tassadar's side. Thor is on the way. He's chrono boosting out a lot of probes. He hasn't really, you know, missed any chronos ever since that pylon finished, and it's not like he's lost any probes right now. It's 27 probes, 29 workers, or 29 drones, but he's just lost so much mining time that this Zergling run by is actually quite effective for Cezanne in this case. Just wants to see if he can find anything juicy. I'm gonna go for these gas probes, which never really amounts to anything since gas probes always but it disrupts the gas mining. Look, he actually, now he has 4 harvesters in here instead of 3. You know, he had to mess around with that. It's APM lost. That back at home, Cezanne's not, you know, he's not losing that. And look at this. Probes find the Zergling, but, oh! 1 probe taken out there. Those Zerglings could not have gone any better for Cezanne. 7 drones on the way, Zerglings to be on the way. With those Zerglings, you're able to see no extra gateways being added. He's also got this Overlord secured over here. He is in tip-top shape, and he's even going to see this Robo. Tassadar, things not going well for him today. Taking his 4th gas at his natural now. Chrono boosting that +1. Super fast Robo, I like that. He might be doing one of these newer Immortal timing pushes. Might just be trying to go to super fast Colossi as well. Only time will tell. 1/3 of the way done is Cezanne's lair. He's getting +1 Carapace right now for ground units. Has a decent amount of Zerglings out on the map. Hasn't been using them for much but watchtower control. And now he sees, okay, I've seen a lot with my Overlord. I see your Robo. I'm just going to go. And here's the 3 gates being added for Tassadar. He's going to go up to 4 gates. Normally you add the gates and then the Robo, but in this case Tassadar are going to add the Robo first. Going to make a Warp Prism, so he's going to try to do some Sentry Drop action. As you can see, a few of these sentries are already out here, but Sentry Drops are so difficult to make work. You know, they're cute, and it makes people like Artosa squeal when they see them, but when I see Sentry Drops, I think, you know, this could be good, but this could also be so bad. Macro Hatchery going up for Cezanne here. 3rd base, oops. Excuse me, 3rd base going up as well. Those 4 gateways finishing up in the main base for Tassadar. And in fact, there are the 4 sentries in the Warp Prism. And he's going to drop them here in the main. There is a Spine Crawler though, already finishing up here. And I gotta say, Cezanne actually just reads this guy like a book. Look at this, he's got vision of it. He knows what's going on. There's nothing escaping his nose. He's not even... Look at Tassadar, he's got an Observer here to clean up this Overlord, but he's not even doing it. He's actually just so stressed out. Spire spotted here, but look at this. Spine. Tons of Zerglings. Oh, that's a Spore Crawl, that's not even the Spire. The Spire did not get spotted. Everything going wrong here today for Tassadar. Look at that. The Warp Prism isn't a huge investment to make, so he didn't lose the sentries inside, but his attack was just thwarted, you know? It's not a situation he wants to be in. He's like, wow, you know, no matter what I do, Cezanne's ready for me. He already had the Spore up, and he still didn't even deal with this Overlord, and Cezanne says, you know what, I actually just want to know, are you adding 2 more gateways, and do you have Blink on the way? Let me see if I can find out. And guess what, he's going to find out. Just some sloppy play by Tassadar today, and a lot of bad luck as well. Look at the creep spread, look at that. Cezanne just actually on top of this game. This is a pretty nice timing for Tassadar to move out. He's scouted very few units with his Observer. He's going to probably clean up a lot of this creep as well. It's probably his main objective with this attack. But there are a few mutas starting to pop for Cezanne, and that's going to be something that Tassadar is not very prepared for. No cannons in his natural or his main base. He does have these additional gateways added. But look at this, here we go! Nice force fields, but the Zerglings still get in. They weren't the perfect force fields, and this may actually just end the game right here, as there are not enough Stalkers to deal with this. More Stalkers being warped in, but one at a time, and the mutas are taking them out. More Zerglings rallied in here, and I think this could be the end of the game for Tassadar, totally being outclassed by Cezanne here. Every unit dies. The Warp Prism, the Immortal. What are you going to do with this Warp Prism? Are you going to try warping more units? Of course not. Stalkers being warped in here. They may find themselves dying very soon as well by Warp Prism. So many Zerglings. These Stalkers do have Blink, though. They can retreat back up to that high ground. But Cezanne has total map control. He's got 3 bases. He has an army. He's got +1. Melee on the way. He's got +1 fire attacks on the way. The fire attacks about to finish. Cannot run in there, though, because it is a full wall off. But Tassadar is stuck in his base. Top right base being taken by Cezanne. Pretty smart move. And Tassadar anticipating the mutas flying in from this direction, and indeed they are. Does take out a muta. Nice defense there. You know, Tassadar is not playing this game very badly. He's just, you know, everything is going wrong for him in one way or another. Every time he moves out, he gets caught by the mutas. You know, when he moves out, his opponent knows exactly what's going on. He's scouted the Warp Prism because, you know, the Overlord here, it's just, it's tough luck. I will say some of the things he's done have been kind of sloppy, but in general, Cezanne has just been so good at scouting and preparing for what Tassadar is going to throw at him. Keeping him in his base with these moves. Not really losing any of them. Gonna take out a pylon here, and that's actually fine. Loses one muta for a pylon. That's actually okay in this case because he's got his opponent stuck in his base. Taking the top right base here. Kind of an unusual choice. It's not going to be what Tassadar expects, and the creep is already spreading towards this location, so if Tassadar decides to attack it, Cezanne will be able to counterattack really easily, or just trap the army, since he's always going to have a better army with how this game is playing out so far. Infestation Pit also is on the way, +1 armor about to finish for Tassadar. It's going to put him at 2-1. Muta's flying in here, going to get some probes, and actually going to attack some of these stalkers on their way out, just keeping the units low. It's okay to trade like that. It's not the most efficient trade, but since when you're ahead like this, it's actually okay to do that. Tassadar looks like he's finally ready to move out. He's reached what I like to call the going point, where he's tired of sitting in his base, he's tired of letting his Zerg opponent bully him, and we may have a base race when this attack commences. In fact, it's extremely likely that's what we're going to have. That's the best that Tassadar can hope for at this point. The creep is extensive. The upgrades are amazing. He's got +2 about to finish for his melee weapons. Yeah, Tassadar's got 2-1, but the Zerg player is just keeping up with him. He's got a better army. He's got a more mobile army. Look at this creep. Look how fast the Zerglings have already gone behind this army. Tassadar has to turn all the way around. He has to blink over this way. Slowing him down to a few Zerglings there. Probably not actually intentional. And he's going to go here and he's going to, oh, you don't have a base. You don't have another base here. Why? But it's actually up here at the top right because Cezanne has hidden it. Down 50 supply, 5 infestors on the way. Pathogen Gland's going to time out really nicely with these infestors, so he's going to have 5 infestors with energy very soon. And he's bought just enough time to have those. When those infestors are out, when this attack commences, he's going to fungal all of Tassadar's units and just kill them with mutas and Zerglings. Heavily upgraded mutas and Zerglings. Got +2 Carapace on the way. He's going to put him at 2-2 fairly soon. The mutas have +2. He's just going to wait for those infestors. He's going to allow the creep to be killed here. It's actually totally fine with them. Tassadar knows what's coming too. He's like, alright, where are the infestors? He's trying to be super careful. Here are some of the infestors coming out now. 3 more over here. And unfortunately for Tassadar, did not get them for free. He's trying to max out and go for a big push. Cezanne is ready. Zealot's coming down here to do a little bit of harassment, but been spotted. And look at this. Here come the infestors. Fumbles! Catches a huge group of units. A force field being dropped. He's going to fungal some more of these stalkers. The Zergling count is immaculate here. Infested Terrans being dropped to help finish the fight, and Tassadar is going to fall here. There's no way for him to hold it. GG! And Cezanne, way outclassing Tassadar in both of those games, will advance to round 3. I just have to say, Cezanne did a great job of scouting. Really, I was a little bit skeptical of him doing that 6 Zergling push, trying to push the Zerglings into the main. In the first game, it didn't really work out for him, but in the second game, it worked out so well. And he didn't just send them in there and then scout a little bit and then let them die. He actually controlled them so well that Tassadar was flustered. He had 13 probes chasing 1 Zergling. And Tassadar lost his cool in this series. And his last attack there in that game was the only thing he could have hoped for, but Cezanne was ready. Cezanne was ready for everything. And I was really impressed by Cezanne. I've never been this impressed by Cezanne before, but just watching these games, I've changed my opinion of him. I always kind of thought of him as kind of a low-tier Code A player who might one day return to Code S, but he's actually showing us that, you know what, he's improving, he's training hard, and I've heard from a lot of people that Cezanne's been training a lot harder now. He kind of had that coach role for a while, and he wasn't practicing as hard, so he kind of fell out a little bit, but he has been improving significantly. It's really awesome to see these players who kind of disappear for a while do really well when they come back, and I'm really happy for him. Not to say that Tassadar is not going to be around much longer. Tassadar is going to be, it's always going to be around. He's got great process to train with on his team. He just lost his cool today, and sometimes that happens. So, anyway, I am your host, Wolf. Please go and follow me on Twitter at ProxyWolf. Follow GomTV on GomTV. Make sure you check out the mobile site, check out the rankings page, and also the predictions page. Do all of those things. And thank you so much for watching. And I will see you all tomorrow. I'll be casting with Doa for the last time. So please tune in and watch that. I'm going to try to have something special planned for that. I don't know exactly what I'm going to do, but I've got something. I'm going to do something. It's going to be an epic final cast with me and Dilla, so please tune in for that tomorrow. And I will see you guys then. Have a wonderful evening, morning, whatever it is, wherever you are, because this is the Global Star League. I am Wolf, signing off. See you next time.